What is going on, Scorpio? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct again. And this is going to be your general reading for December 15th through the 30th for the sign of Scorpio. Now, my disclaimer, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. If it doesn't resonate with you, then you can do me a favor, check out one of my previous videos or hold off until the next video that I make for Scorpios. If it does resonate with you, then like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things that let me know that it touches you in some type of way, or it resonates, or it matches your energy. Yeah. Also, I'm opening up personal readings for Scorpios, for all signs, as a matter of fact. So if you want a more private or personal experience, just to get a little bit more specific clarity for your life, you can email me. It'll be down in the description. And let's get into it, Scorpio. This is going to be your present energies right here, like we always do it. And then over here we have the future energies going into the end of December and the beginning of January. Also, I'm going to be clarifying with the Gustav Klimt deck. I like the artwork that kind of comes on these cards, so it looks pretty good. So I decided to use that as a clarifier this month for December. And let's hop right into it, Scorpio. So right at the beginning, crowning your reading, we have the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles, with that being at the crowning of your reading, it represents you probably either juggling something, or you're trying to find balance between two different things. The Two of Pentacles represents somebody who is just kind of like trying to find that balance, trying to juggle two different things. Maybe this could be your finances in a relationship. It could be you juggling, two different people in a relationship, or it could, just represent you juggling your finances and then your home life, or your work life and then your play or pleasure life, and you just trying to find an equal balance between those two different worlds. Either way it goes, it's you just trying to find balance, or trying to juggle two different things. I went ahead and clarified it, and clarifying it, we have the Devil card, and then we have the Nine of Wands. So when the Devil is a clarifier for the Two of Pentacles, this could represent you trying to find balance within your life when it comes down to things that kind of aren't that good for you. You trying to find balance within different things that could be addictions to you, or things that kind of have you in a lower vibration energy or more negative energy, and you just trying to find balance away from those things, because we all deal with different things that we just have to deal with, whether that's an addiction, or bad mood swings, or just whatever it is. It could be anything, but everybody deals with kind of like this devil energy at some point in their life, and everybody is trying to balance out the light and the dark within themselves. So this could be you just being at that point where you're trying to balance out that light and dark energy. The Devil card is kind of representing that dark energy. Like I said, those addictions, those bad habits, those negative frequencies, negative vibrations that we kind of have to battle against, our dark side, our shadow self. So this could represent you kind of like doing some shadow work. And that just means that you're dealing with your shadow self, the negative aspects of yourself, the dark aspects of yourself, and kind of gaining more clarity and understanding of your shadow self. Because until we do that, we always are kind of like split between two. We're always having that inner conflict until we deal with our dark side. And so this month you could be dealing with your dark side a little bit, Scorpio, or just trying to find balance between your dark side and your light side, so that you're not, too far into your darkness. You're not too far into the negative energy, or, that dark force. You're trying to kind of balance it out with some lightness, with some positivity, some uplifting energy, some, lighter frequencies. So that makes sense. This also can represent, passion, because the Devil card, when it comes down to like in a relationship or between two different people, it can represent just like a high level of passion and attraction that's kind of like so powerful that it can become kind of like addictive. So this could be you trying to balance out maybe a connection that you have with somebody that feels like that, that's very strong. It's a strong attraction, and you're trying to, kind of show that person attention maybe, and also be able to still hold down your life and your job and your finances and the practical things in life. Right next to that, we had the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is representing you just being in a place where you're a little bit battle weary, or, you have went through a lot of different challenges, wars, battles, conflict. And it could be having to do with what I was talking about, a lot of conflict with maybe your dark side or your shadow self, or maybe, with the person that I was talking about that you have like a strong attraction to. And maybe, you're in that place where you're still ready to fight. You're still ready to stand your ground when it comes down to balancing those energies out. And you're still ready to work on it. If this is a relationship, you could be still wanting to work on a relationship or work on a connection and an attraction that you have with somebody that's very strong and powerful. And, the nine of Pentacles is just kind of you taking that stance like, okay, I'm ready for another war. I'm ready for another battle. With that, if it's not that, then it could just be, like I said, you taking a stance that you want to continue to balance out your dark and light sides, your higher and lower natures, and you just continuing to work towards bringing balance within your being. So that definitely makes sense. Right underneath that, Scorpio, we have the Star card. So the Star card represents an ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And then because you're completing the cycle, it's kind of like the universe showers you with blessings, with gifts, with universal energy, with new insight, understanding, new gifts, new talents. And you start to kind of like shine and take on that star attribute where you stand out from the rest, where you receive recognition from the universe and your peers, because you've fought for some things. You went through some dark nights of the soul, some bad experiences, some turmoil within yourself, and you still remain standing. Like that Nine of Wands energy, that's like somebody that still remains standing after they've been through a battle. And the Star card is kind of like the renewal that comes after the Tower moment, because the Star card in the tarot comes after the Tower card. And the tower represents just some things falling apart, just turmoil, everything being done away with, foundations that weren't built stable, they kind of come tumbling down, and it's like a whole paradigm shift. Your whole world just kind of like crashes down right in front of your eyes. And so for the Star card to come after that, it kind of makes sense, because it's like a new renewal, a resurgence of new energy that comes in after those old energies are cleared away. And that's probably where you could be at, especially because you had this Devil card, and then you wanting to just balance out that type of devil energy, that dark energy, that addictive energy, and you actually wanting to fight, for the balance of that within yourself. That's what could be bringing you to that place of the Star card, another major arcana. And it just represents, like I said, you kind of taking on a brand new energy, a brand new cycle, and you starting to realize your gifts and your talents within you that were kind of like hidden before you had this whole transformation that could have taken place with the Tower moment that you had, or the Dark Night of the Soul that you had, where everything was just kind of going wrong and it was crazy, but you survived it, and now you're starting to emerge as the star. So great energy, Scorpio. Right below that, we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands represents somebody who is trying to kind of like make a decision when it comes down to a direction that they're trying to head in. So this could be you, making a decision between two different paths. Could be two different people, it could be two different jobs or career paths or anything like that. Or like I said, you making a decision, like I said up here, between your light and your dark side, and you making a decision to kind of like, this could be you making a decision to go into your more light path, that has to do with more positivity, taking on a brand new cycle that has to do with, you just kind of like transforming and going down a path that's more positive, is more uplifting, where you can share your gifts and talents with people, where you can help out the people that are around you or help society as a whole, and not, be so focused on just yourself. This is kind of like the change that happens when you come from that devil energy. The devil energy is focusing like just on the ego and how you can feed your ego and how you can feed, everything that you desire and lust for. And you can get stuck in that cycle in that devil energy, because it's very addictive for you to just get stuck inside of that place where you're just wanting to feed your cravings and feed your desires and, just enjoy life and have fun and do everything that we kind of do when we're in that stage. You want to go out, you want to drink, you want to smoke, you want to be at the club, you want to party, you want to hook up, you want to do all these different things that you do when you're kind of like fulfilling kind of like, the lust, the desires that we all have as human beings. But if you do too much of that, or you indulge in too much of that, it can become a cycle that you kind of can get stuck in, and it can become addictive. And that's what that devil card represents. But I think that you are embarking on a whole new journey when it comes down to that energy, and transforming into the opposite of that energy is what you're becoming, because the star card represents the opposite of that. It represents you starting to tap into your more divine nature, your spiritual side, the side of you that's more positive, uplifting, like I was saying, the part of you that is not as selfish, and you're clearing out some of those addictions and those different patterns that keep you in a bad place, that keep you down and in negative energy. So this could be you just, deciding to make that change and deciding to head down that path of a more spiritual path, a more positive path in life, especially with you having that Two of Pentacles. This is kind of like that same energy, the Two of Wands. You trying to decide, like, okay, do I do this or do I do that? Do I focus on still having fun and being kind of like selfish in life and just fulfilling all of my different lower nature desires? Or do I want to transform, and go into that next phase of life? Of being a little bit more spiritual and a little bit more aware as an individual, and being connected more to my divine nature and my divine self. So I think that's the decision that you guys could be making right now. Right next to that, to the star card, we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is representing some type of communication that could be coming in. It could be a communication coming in from an air sign. Or it could just be, a communication that just comes in. This usually represents some type of maybe immature communication that comes in, or premature communication. And also can represent a spying card. So either you could be communicating with someone, or somebody could be communicating with you in a more immature, roundabout type of way, not being as direct. Or somebody could be kind of spying on you a little bit, maybe on your social media, or other places like that. Or you could be doing this to somebody else. That's kind of what that represents. With it being next to the rest of your cards, though, I think it could just represent maybe some communication that could be coming your way, because you are entering like a new cycle. So maybe it could have to do with a career, with a job, coming in. Because it's only a page, so a page means like a new beginning, the start of a communication that comes in. So that's probably what you could be dealing with. Next to that star card, on the other side of that, though, we have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups represents some type of disappointment. And I clarified it with the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles represents kind of like unequal give and take. So you could have in this time be feeling disappointed about some unequal give and take that you had with someone, maybe inside of a relationship. Um, Maybe someone wasn't given to the relationship as much as the other person was, and it could be you that was doing that or somebody else that was doing that to you. Um, and this is kind of leaving you feeling disappointing a little bit, thinking about the past or thinking about the relationship that didn't work out because of that, because it wasn't equal give and take. And you kind of, just being disappointed a little bit, crying over spilled milk, crying over those cups that didn't work out, that emotional fulfillment that didn't come into fruition because it wasn't a equal give and take that was happening. Um, and so this is what you could be thinking about presently in the moment, which is also probably why you're thinking about choosing a new path and going into a new direction, maybe with someone new, or probably just a new direction within your own personal life, which kind of makes sense, because you're here juggling that too. Like I was saying with the Two of Pentacles, could be juggling two different, decisions to maybe deal with that person that was kind of like, not having an equal give and take, or maybe to deal with somebody new, or just like I said, making the decision to move on from one phase of life that was kind of more like the devilish phase, all those things I talked about, kind of like that addictive behavior, the patterns that weren't that good for you, and moving on into a new phase of life that's not that addictive and is more positive and more spiritual. So yeah, I'm feeling that for you guys. Scorpio, let's see what your future energies are talking about. We have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess, we have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Three of Swords. So the Queen of Pentacles has been popping up in your reading for a little bit now. And it's just representing that person that has that balance between work and between relationships, between work and home. That person that is able to go out and get the coins, get the money, get the finances, but also be a nurturer when it comes down to the home life, being able to take care of their home life and, their emotional relationships that they have with their loved ones, and not let it get in the way of them being able to make their money. So this could be also what you're trying to balance also with that Two of Pentacles here. It could be you just trying to balance your finances and also balance your home life, or your work life, and then your personal, romantic, emotional life. You finding balance within both of those so that you don't give more to the other. And that's what you could be trying to balance out, just not giving more energy into a relationship and then it affecting your finances negatively, or giving more energy into your finances only and then it affects your relationships negatively. So that Queen of Pentacles has that perfect balance going on within both of those different areas of her life, and she's able to keep a form of stability going because she has mastered that. So you could be coming to a place where you're mastering that ability to, like I said, balance out all the different areas of your life and keep them all running smoothly. Right below that, we have the High Priestess. So High Priestess energy just represents you tapping into your intuition. You tapping into that part of yourself where it's kind of usually hidden to the world. It could be even hidden to you, but you're starting to find out that your intuition runs deep, especially Scorpio, with you guys being a water sign, and the Scorpio sign being one of the deepest signs when it comes down to the depths that you guys can go, the emotional depths. This could be you tapping into your deep nature and starting to use it to your advantage, and seeing how your intuition is what brings you success in relationships and finances, in everything in life. Your intuition is what you can use to your advantage to gain leverage, over other people, or just to have that stability that you wish for in your life. Because the Queen of Pentacles wants that stability in life, in every area of life. And with the High Priestess being right under that, I believe that your tool that you're going to use to get there is using your high level intuition that you have as a Scorpio, as a water sign. you're able to tap into your deep intuitive nature and use that to move forward in life. Use that to kind of like choose what direction you want to head in, and how you want to make your money, and how you want to connect with people, and what type of relationship you want to be in. Your intuition lets you know where you should be at. And I believe you're starting to tap more into that, especially with that star card here. That's a spiritual card. You tapping into your spiritual talents, your spiritual gifts, and your intuition is definitely a major gift that you have as a Scorpio, for sure. Moving right along, we have the Two of Swords. So Two of Swords represents you being indecisive about something. And this is just continuing to happen throughout your reading. You could just be indecisive. You already had the Two of Pentacles, trying to balance working home, balance two different things. You already had the Two of Wands, trying to make a decision about a path that you want to go on. What path do I choose? What direction do I want to head in when it comes down to my passions, when it comes down to starting something new? And then you also have the Two of Swords. That represents you kind of being indecisive in your mind. The swords have to do with your thoughts, so you could be indecisive about making a decision about something. So this whole reading is kind of you wanting to choose between maybe two different lives. Maybe an old life and a new life, because you're definitely going through a transformation, Scorpio, is what I'm feeling. And maybe you're just, kind of stuck deciding, okay, do I want to move on in this new direction, this new cycle that I feel the universe is bringing me into, or do I want to continue the old cycle that I was in and go through another karmic cycle? I doubt if you want to continue that, Scorpio. To clarify that, you have the Empress card. So the Empress represents, it's a major arcana, and it represents somebody that has that nurturing energy, that powerful energy, that attractive energy. The Empress is kind of like the mother of the tarot. So it's you tapping into your feminine principle, you tapping into your creative, artistic nature, your spiritual nature, your nurturing nature. And maybe that is what you're, like I was talking about before, that's what you're deciding if you want to start going in that path of the Star card, that more spiritual path. And you're deciding if you want to, take on that Empress energy. Being that nurturer, that great nurturer that a Scorpio can be. Whether you're male or female. Like if you have nurturing attributes to yourself, that's just a principle that you have within yourself. So this could be you wanting to make a decision if you want to be that or not, or if you kind of want to go against your nature. And I believe if you do that, you could be stuck back in your addictions and those patterns that leave you in cyclical karmic attachments. And nobody wants that, Scorpio. So I think you're deciding to transform into this Star card, your spiritual self, your more divine, higher self. You're making a decision to go in that direction and tapping more into your intuition and using your intuition to kind of like lead your path, and starting to remove yourself away from those things that have you attached and addicted and stuck and distracted and all those different things that no longer serve you. Right below that, though, we have the Three of Swords. So with the Three of Swords being here and it being clarified with the Death card, this could represent, a cycle that you were in where you felt like you had a lot of heartbreak going on, where you were dealing with a lot of maybe pain and betrayal that happened within a relationship, within a romantic relationship. But with the Death card being here, it looks like it's a transformation that's happening within your heart chakra, a transformation that's happening around the way you view love and the way you view relationships and the way you interact with a romantic partner. With that Death card being here is just a total metamorphosis when it comes down to love for you. So that's a good sign. I believe that's happening because you're making that decision to walk down this new path, become a new you, level up, tapping more into your intuition. You're starting to move away from those addictive patterns that you have and that shadow self, those undealt with emotions. You're starting to kind of like deal with them and become just a healthier person. Because that's what the Star card is, just you being healthy all around. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is balanced out because she's healthy. You know, she's dealt with all of her different issues. And so I think that during this period, you could have been dealing with heartbreak and dealing with pain and all the emotional turmoil that comes with that. But with you having the Death card here, it could be you coming upon a place where you're ending all of that pain and turmoil because you chose to deal with it and heal, you know, and go to those places that were hard to deal with, but you faced them. You faced your fears, those anxieties that surrounded, you know, the heartbreak and the emotional pain. And because you dealt with it, you're going to start to see a change in your heart chakra, maybe definitely a healing that's happening. You know, because that Death card by that Three of Swords represents a healing of the heartbreak and the end of the heartbreak and the pain. So I kind of definitely like this reading for you, Scorpio. I'm going to end it there for you. I think you have some great cards. I think it's a transformation that's happening with you. You're wrapping up an old part of life that you could have been in and deciding to go down a new path that's going to be a lot more healthier for you. So congratulations, Scorpio. Also want to say happy holidays. Scorpio, happy new year. Hope you guys have a happy new year coming into 2019 and that everything works out for you. I'm going to be back with readings on 2019. You know, at the beginning of the month, I'll be doing a, you know, January 1st through 15th reading. So that's when I'll be back for you guys. Until then, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your year. Like I said, if you want to get a more in-depth, direct personal reading with me, you can email me and then we can set that up. And I'm out. Later.